humongous. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I was telling you now behind the stage, that's probably why I kind of made a segment for it slip virtually, but I have a humongous headache, but we're going to get past that because I've been over exerting myself. That's what we do. I'd rather overexert than underexert. You underexert, to me, that's like gluttony. But I would like to talk about some things for a second, and I hope that you join me on this journey through LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and a special shout out to Instagram and a special shout out to a new platform that StreamYard has put on for an additional 200, and it's legit, additional 250 viewers. That is a brilliant, smart tactic, and it can go all the way up to 10,000 viewers if you pay the right money. So just imagine I'm on the lowest, but it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. Isn't that right, StreamYard? So let's get started on what's to come. And I wanted to apologize to a specific individual, and I hope that they understand. You know, I am a woman, and I do have like moments where it's like a roller coaster ride. That's a woman. But a woman can balance it out too if they think about their damage points that they did onto people. That if they actually learned from their mistakes instead of create more mistakes, even though there's a pattern, you learn from that pattern and you grow from it, then I feel that, that's a good thing. So I want I want to go back. I want y'all to close your eyes and we go back to 2020. I want to say February or maybe November, either the beginning or the end. And I want to take you on a journey right now. I'll do it right now because I love you guys and I want you to hear my very first podcast. Give me a second, you guys. Stories pop into my head and it's like, I'll be like, whoa, give me a second. So what's up, Nigeria? They're like, we can't get service here. What is going on? We can't see. Yeah, I love you guys to death, man. Like, seriously. Let's see what has happened and transpired. This is my very first podcast, you guys. It's a short one, but I was 36 at the time. I'm now going on 39 this year. And he did a brilliant thing for me, like seriously. Let's listen to it because it's just a talk. It was like I said, I was close. I said 2020 I was off, but March I was close. Let's listen to it.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the Creative Nomad, presented by TrueAwesomeLife.com. I'm your host, JP Adkins, and I created this podcast because I want to tell the stories of the radicals, the ones who are out there making the world a better, more beautiful place, the amazing authors, artists, musicians, thought leaders, coaches, and yes, nomads who are out there living their true awesome lives and want to help others do the same. Are you ready to live your true awesome life? Go to TrueAwesomeLife.com and start your journey today.
Hey folks, welcome to the Creative Nomad. I am Jeff Purdue Atkins, and I'm so excited to be here today with Miss Kimberly Cloud. And Kimberly is a 36-year-old veteran who has 3 kids, and she really strives to be a really great entrepreneur. She helps people feel empowered, encouraged, and successful through some hair replacement programs. So, Kimberly, I know that that's what you do, but who are you at your core?
I am the type of person at the core who is humble, who will look out and be loyal for somebody, who wants to empower and encourage and make things happen for women. And I feel like in doing this, I feel like I would be a better person helping. Like, if you help people, you feel good about yourself and they feel good about themselves. So that's an equal 50-50 attraction. So I feel like, you know, that's basically how I feel. Do you have any other questions?
I am. That's awesome. And, you know, what had you really picked the path of helping people with alopecia and things like that?
I want to help people with alopecia because I feel like they feel like distant and they feel like they're different, and they're not different. We all suffer from something, and I feel like alopecia people are the main target and the main goal, because whether they buy a wig or not, I want them to feel empowered. I really, empowerment is something that I see all the time in the hair replacement therapy business, you know, and I feel like in empowering somebody would be so awesome because they feel like they can move on to the next level without feeling insecure about their insecurities.
You know, that's just amazing. I love that, you know, because our self-confidence is so much a part of who we are and how successful we are.
I had an amazing time with the Creative Nomad. Like, I was in Mountaintop, PA, and I was just sitting in the living room on my. Which one of you was I on? Which one of you was I on? I was on one of these babies. And I got on there and I rocked it, you guys. You have to watch the Creative Nomad. And I got on one of these babies, the live or this one, and I rocked it. I rocked it. And we talked. We talked for like 15 minutes. We talked. And I was so happy. I was very happy. You know, I always come off as sometimes a brute, but I'm actually a delicate butterfly. You have to grab the butterfly the right way or else you'll break it. You know, and they're very strong. 2 or 3 stages, caterpillar to the cocoon to the actual butterfly. That's why I chose butterfly. So the Creative Nomad was a wonderful, wonderful producer to his show. And the underlying cost for the Creative Nomad is that I don't know if he's still doing it now, but he and I share something significant, but he's on a different end of the spectrum. He lives out of a bus. And his main goal, I wanted to always interview him. We'll see on the 23rd. And he great energy. Big energy, big energy, Lotto. I don't even want to get into Lotto. Everybody heard that song on the radio, and then Mariah comes in. Oh, when you oh my God, beautiful, beautiful. So let's talk about the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And I got number one being Jeff for the Creative Nomad Show. It is going to be live on the 23rd of January at 10 o'clock a.m. So, yeah. Then I have another TV outlet. Which is Manhattan, New York, to produce and play my videos. And I appreciate them. I will be calling them tomorrow. I also have a surprise platform that could play a vital role in merging with some major players. Oh my God, some major players, And I hope to gain insight, and I hope to work with them for like 10 plus years. I want to be a part of their show, like seriously, I truly do. And this is a major outlet. And I have major outlets beside me already, but I choose, I have major outlets, and I choose, just like they choose, which they have the right, who they want on their platform. I got good people like the Now Network that did me a favor and gave me a blessing, and they know what blessing that is. Then I have BBS, gave me a blessing. They know what that blessing is. I have Santa Maria Community Television Network. I have what else? DCTV. I have a lot of different networks, and now I have Manhattan in New York, and I have a secret outlet in I'm not going to say the state. I don't want nobody calling. So I have a secret outlet in that state, and they're not going to ruin it. It's on the East Coast. I know that it's a lot of stuff going on with me, and I don't want nobody to ruin this for me. I'm just being honest. I've been ruined before, and I'm trying to pick up where I left off and build on my life and climb up that ladder or climb up that rope and continue to do the right things, and I have a lot of good networks by my side, and I strategically chose them, and they strategically accepted me, and I can never apologize enough to DCTV. I can never thank enough the Now Network or BBS. I get to speak with the radio personality, and I get to speak with great people like the CEO on every couple of weeks. I'm speaking with the CEO, Donald Newsom, and it's an honor. And I hope you get better. Thank you, Stephen Paskey. I don't know. I'm not there in the past. I don't know if I believe in you. I believe my videos are being played. Despite what happened in Santa Maria, I have faith because we have history. Even though it was a short amount of history, I have history with you. I actually am so mad. I did an interview on Stephen Paskey that I was going to edit, and the microchip to that segment fell underneath my small seat with my big old hands, so I could never get it or put a pin or any of that. It was in the crevice, within the crevice of underneath, because it fell out my pocket. And we did a great segment on on Santa Maria's mission statement, which I forgot what their mission statement was, but it was an honor. It was definitely an honor. And I lost the not the microchip, but the SD card or whatever it's called. So then Santa Barbara, I know Santa Barbara like, what about me? No, seriously. When the time is right, I'll reach out to you. You personally reached out to me, to the CEO of the Santa Barbara SBTV. I appreciate you guys. Like seriously. Tap TV. Oh my God. I forgot all about Tap TV. Oh my God. I know y'all like, what about me too? No, I miss you guys. And if you watching, man, I gave y'all a big old shout out. I gave everybody a big shout out. I forgot exactly what location I was at, but you guys put me on the map in California. Point blank. I was in Longport, I was in Santa Barbara, and then I was in Santa Maria. I can't feel humble enough. Like, how can somebody like me walk in magnetic force find Stephen Paskey at Santa Maria Community Television Network? You know, I was brave, Stephen. You know I was brave, and you are a wonderful being for doing that for me. I will never forget that. Never. Tap TV, never forget what you've done for me. Seriously, you put me in Longport, Santa Barbara put me in Santa Barbara, and Santa Maria put me in Santa Maria. Then I had La Raza radio station. I think I did them 2 to 3 times. And it was a wonderful experience. I promoted it. I was right down the street from it. They were my first line of contact. Cool Mexican people that's hardworking. They about their business, and I'm about my product. So we were good, and I appreciate them. So, I appreciate all those people, those positive people in my life. I do have positive people in my life. I never, and then we got the lady from Marquis Who's Who that continuously checks up on me, and I continuously tell her, not yet, not yet. But Marquis Who's Who, I've been mentioning there twice, and I want to get an interview, an hour documentary from Who's Who, stamped by Who's Who. I don't got to do no producing. I could probably film myself being produced by another producer. They come to my residence, or they come to wherever is a good setting where it's less street noise, and they interview you. And let's not even forget the Podcast Business News Network and the Elite Podcast Business News Network. I've been on there like up to 10 times. And I'm so happy with myself. Like, I progressed. Not monetarily, but mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's a beautiful thing that have your body catch up with your mind, like seriously. And it's a beautiful thing. So you got all these great places. I've even been interviewed. Where I want to go? I want to go back to where I grew up at, where I was first initially initiated into the radio. And that is, oh yeah, Damon John. Oh my God, how do I forget about you too? Power 98. Power 98. I remember I was 12 years old and they always used to do a segment every day. I used to listen to them faithfully. And they always used to do a segment every day talking about what? You know, a shout out. Give it who you want to give a shout out to. Power 98. And so I got on there and I was like, is this thing on? And I was like, I'd like to give a shout out to my sister, Melvin Cloud. You know, they put me on. They put me on the radio. And that was my first initial experience with the radio. Then I saw Puff Daddy. I forgot about that. I've seen some major stars. So I've seen Puff Daddy, and everybody like, "Ooh, you mean P Diddy?" Yeah, I've seen it. When I was 18 years old, I was in Waldorf. I'm sorry, I have to explain the story, you guys, the ones that are interested. And you remember the old school, okay, for all my DC people, DC in the house, for all my DC people, Iverson Mall, right next door to Iverson Mall, there was a CD shop. And I worked 25 minutes away from the CD shop. And this day it was on the radio that P. Diddy or Puff Daddy was going to be in there. So I was like, I have to go and get something signed because I idolize this guy. He's not perfect with women, but he's talented and we can't neglect that. And that's how I felt since Yay High. I've even seen Genuine. Genuine used to live up the street from my house. You know, the singer that Timberland and Missy. I'll tell you about that story. So I went up there and I sat up there and it was a long line. People like, can you hear me sing P. Diddy? And he's like, I was like, oh my God, I just want to get a dollar sign. And he signed it right in my effing face. And I was so happy. I was 17 and I was so happy. It was an accomplishment. You know what I did with that dollar, those $2 that was signed by him? I gave them to my cousin. I gave them out of caring to my cousin. And so I almost met Genuine, and it was a funny thing. So embarrassing though. Genuine stayed up the street from my house, well, my aunt's house, where I went to Oxon Hill High School. So everybody, I don't know how I found out which car he drove, but he used to go to Friendlies. These were clues. They said he used to go to Friendlies. I didn't know he used to come to Friendlies where I used to work. I've never seen him in person. So I sat up there and I knocked on his door. I found out where he lived. I don't know how. I did some investigation. And I knocked on his door, and I guess his security guards answered the door. And I'm like a deer in headlights. So I'm like, okay, what the heck am I doing here? So I didn't say that. I was thinking that. And I just wanted to say hi. No, it wasn't nothing sexual, just like it wasn't nothing sexual with P. Diddy. I just admire their talent. You have to admit, Genuine is talented. So I would have had a million questions to ask if given the chance. But I understand why he stopped me at the door because he was like, tell her I'm eating some chicken or so. I heard his voice now. I heard his voice, but he said, tell her I'm eating some chicken or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, I felt like a groupie, but I had more to offer than any type of sexual encounter, and that would have been disgusting on my part. You know, I'm just being honest. You know, I really admire a lot of talent, whether white, black, Hispanic, whatever. I admire talent. Pitbull, he's talented. Christina Aguilera, she's talented. Beyonce, talented. They all have the Doja Cat, everyone in Hollywood, talented. They each have a signature, just like the Kelly Wise thing on Saturday Night Live. I will never forget it because it's like she is pure talent. That woman is comedy. All she got to do is she got so many different personalities, and all she got to do is step into a room. It's not that she's ugly, because she's beautiful. I was at a store, and this guy was holding up this magazine of this beautiful Caucasian woman. And I said, you know what? I got to give her props. She's beautiful. But that doesn't mean I want to sleep with her. I just say that I have to give a woman her props. If you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Take the compliment. And all he did was laugh. All he did was laugh. He was like, you're right. It's like, I know I'm right. You know, I've never been jealous of a woman. I always compliment a woman on their physique and everything. But that does not mean I want to sleep with them. Case in point. So, Marquis, who's who, I want to do a documentary, and I want to make sure that I get an hour documentary with the producers. And I gave all y'all enough shout outs. So, hi. Y'all know how I feel. You know, y'all know. Let's see. I have the International Ambassadors Program, which is a program geared towards helping people become more productive citizens for their community. Now, before you invest in it, before you invest in the program, I would suggest you watch me for maybe 3 to 12 months, if necessary. 3 to 12 months. And if you watch me for 3 to 12 months, when you come to a conclusion that you want to do and move forward, I will route you to the appropriate people. I want you to succeed in this game. I want you to be strong in this game. This is a game, this is life, you know, this is a battle. You know, we're all battling something in our storyboards, in our story grid, in our world, in our lines. We're battling something. Some battle more, some battle less, you know? And I just want to make sure that you guys know that also I want to get a Wikipedia page built. I want to get a Wikipedia page built. I have a Wikita. I'm waiting on Dylan Kivo. Dylan Kivo, you got a Wikita, but not Wikipedia. Add Wikipedia. I rock with everything you do. Everything. You have the most sophisticated, and I forgot all about you too. You know, you gave me a lot of people gave me some chances. I know you guys. Y'all like, yeah, we did. We did. No, I know y'all did. I know y'all did, especially you, Dylan, all of y'all. I got free services. I got some extra services. I appreciate you guys, man. Keeping my mental health. When I was locked up illegally, I'm calling Dylan Kibo, his brother, his assistant, picking up, helping me get on to the next magazine. Talk about brains. Talk about trying to make it and get a story heard. I could have been thinking about anything, like watching politics on TV, eating cauliflower, just talking to people. But instead, I kept my mind with a little pen pad that talked about PBS, that talked about getting onto PBS, that talked about talking to Dylan Kiva, that called different broadcast stations within the Philadelphia region to get my story heard. That's what I did. Now, I may be what? I don't I I consider myself mentally challenged, maybe mentally stable, but with not mentally stable as in a normal mentally stable, but it's stable to the point that if I do, like it's just crazy. So when people meet me, they assume that I'm crazy. And some people want me to be talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. I literally, no, I take that back. I do talk to myself. Like, what is wrong with talking to yourself if all you have from the time you step in a door is yourself? Like, who else would you talk to? Like, would you talk? Like, that's where your mind plays tricks on you through your emotions. I may be a little crazy, but I'll tell you like this. I'm a smart, crazy woman. I'm not a dumb woman. And they're going to ask and rewind a tape and say, well, what do you mean by smart, crazy woman? Well, look at my life. You can't lie about what happened to me. I can't lie about what happened to me. Like a lot of bad things has happened over my life. And that, at first I didn't know how to handle it. At first I didn't know how to handle it. Me against the world. And then I began to figure out how to simple key things of how to get rid of a negative thought like that, even if it keeps coming back, how to get rid of it by talking back to it and not giving it your energy to do whatever it is. Like seriously, you have people that are literally women, young women, big women that are obese, that are feeling like they're ugly, that are trying to identify, that can't seem to find their right path. You don't know how hard it is for me to have to watch a child be bullied. It really irritates me because I was bullied. It makes me mad because I was bullied and I learned from being bullied my whole life. So it's like a dark cloud over you your whole life if you allow it. Or what do you do? And you get these thoughts, right? Can you identify with that, parents? And if you think your child is being bullied, if you know your child is being bullied and you think it's going to go away, it's not. It's going to follow them throughout life. So you have to fix it and find a way, even if that means loss of friendships, even if that means loss of family. or your child will be labeled, or be labeled underground, or be labeled in a mental facility, or be seeking drugs to get out of this reality that we call life. So I'm about to get off of here. And I don't know what caused me to say that. I just wanted, I guess, the good Lord. um, that somebody out there needed to hear it. Somebody out there needed to hear it. I felt it. I felt it. Did y'all feel it too? Take care.